Hi there, so I'm going to be sharing my personal literacy story. So when I was younger, my mom and Nana would encourage me to read with them every day, but all I could think about was how boring the stories were, which did not make me want to read at all. When I finally did read with my mom and Nana, I did not enjoy it because I could not read out very many words, and whenever I would read a book, I would not understand what the story was about. Every day when I got home from school, I would jump onto the couch and turn on my favorite television show, Scooby-Doo, which was all about adventure and solving mysteries. My mom took notice in my enjoyment for mystery shows, so she went to the nearest bookstore to my house and bought a whole bunch of children's mystery and adventure books. My mom introduced me to these new mystery books, and all of a sudden, I got very excited about reading, which had never happened before. After school, instead of rushing to the television, I began to pick up mystery books without being told by my mom or Nana. Sometimes I would only look at the pictures or read a few words, but it was a big stepping stone towards realizing my passion for reading. My mom and Nana noticed that I started becoming more interested in reading books, so they decided to set aside a full hour designated to reading with me every night to nurture my newfound passion for reading, and also to help improve my reading skills, specifically fluency and reading comprehension. They would help me sound out words and ask me probing questions while reading to ensure I was understanding the story being told. As my reading skills slowly improved, I would start to ask my mom and Nana to read during multiple times in the day, such as the mornings, on weekends, after school, after dinner, etc. I would try to find any excuse to read to my mom and Nana, and they were more than happy to listen and guide me. My mom would continue to buy me mystery or adventure books, but would branch out into different genres. I was so passionate about reading that the genre I was reading did not matter to me as much as it once did. I was just happy to be reading. As I got older, I would often read without my mom or Nana, and instead I would read by myself for my own enjoyment. I would still read with my mom and Nana often to improve my reading skills, but I spent the majority of my time independently reading. Looking back on my experiences with my mom and Nana, I recognize that they played huge roles in my journey to become a successful reader. They helped me learn that everyone is at different reading levels and they all have their own opinions about how they feel about it. I hope to bring the same mindset into my future classroom and be sensitive to my students' views about reading. Then, when my mom and Nana took the time to learn about what my interests were by observing what I would spend my time on and by asking me questions, they learned that I was interested in adventure and mystery books. This helped spark my attention and I became more motivated to read, which is what I hope to accomplish with my own students to help change their perspectives about reading and lead them to be successful in it. Both my mom and Nana taught me how to support others in their quest to conquer the challenges of developing by being supportive, patient, and never stop pushing me. As a future educator, I plan on possessing these qualities and show the same level of effort and commitment towards my students. Therefore, I plan on creating opportunities to get to know my students' needs and interests with reading and attempt to learn what areas of reading they succeed in, struggle with, and the topics that they are passionate about and others they do not enjoy. Once I have an understanding of my students' needs and interests, I want to provide my students with a variety of different genres of books, types of books such as read-alouds, online books, etc., so that they can find their own passion in reading. It may take more time for some students than others, but as a future teacher, I believe it is my job to try my absolute hardest for every student to find their own love for reading. From this learning experience, I hope I can encourage every student to become excited to read in the way that best suits their needs and provide them with books that capture the attention and interest in reading. From these experiences reading with my mom and Nana, I have learned important strategies to help support and encourage my future students in their reading abilities. I want to learn about what my students' needs and interests are when it comes to reading and how I can cater them to ensure I'm providing my students with the tools they need to learn and enjoy reading. For instance, some students may be nervous reading in front of their peers, whereas others may be hesitant to read in front of their teacher. So from this course, I want to learn strategies that ensure I am meeting the needs and interests of all my students and not just adhering to traditional teaching methods for reading. Thank you for listening to my personal literacy story.